Hi everyone. So this unprecedented year has really got me thinking, just about life in general, really. Wow. Who would have thought that any of this would have happened with anything? Just it's unbelievable. I thought last year was a bad year for me, and it was, but this year it's just unbelievable. Really unbelievable. You know, lockdown all started in end of March. End of March. Basically, on the 24th of March, the Prime Minister announced we'd be going into a lockdown. That ended up lasting a couple of months. All sport was cancelled and everything. And then a few months later, I think it was relaxed a little bit. But then we went into a second lockdown from early November through to early December. And the government has introduced yet another new system into the works for hopefully the final part of this unprecedented phase. And that is the tiered system, which was very recently announced. Yeah, I think certain areas have been put in tiers 2 and 3. I think Wiltshire's just been put in tier 3. And other areas like London, they've been put in tier 4 just recently. Crazy because of the vaccine rollout and everything. The first nationwide lockdown, schools were shut, but for the second one, they were allowed to stay open, which is really, really good on the government for doing that. It's just been crazy, and people are, have to wear face masks and stuff. I mean, who would have thought this would have happened? We'd be talking about vaccines, we'd be talking about tiered systems, we'd be talking about closing schools, closing gyms, closing shops, closing hotels. But we're in that position now. Like right now, in December, they've just put a lot of areas in England into tier 4 because there's a new variant of this COVID thing that's come about. So a lot of areas been put in tier 4, and it's just crazy how things are turned. First lockdown, second lockdown. We may even go into a third lockdown. Christmas was basically cancelled because no one could see anyone, and it's just crazy. It's just unbelievable. I just didn't think any of this would have even happened at all. That's why you gotta count yourself lucky, really. Like end of the year review. I didn't want it to be me. I wanted to talk about how lucky we are. How lucky we are. Yes, thank God we're here. Because when you realise what is happening to other people and how many other people lost their lives to this COVID, I think the other day about 1,000 people lost their lives in one day, and like 50,000 new positive cases. You've got to count yourselves lucky. If you're having a bad time, if you're feeling a bit depressed, if you're feeling down, you've got to realise that other people have lost their lives because of this virus, and here you are feeling down about mental health. I mean, in the wider scheme of things, it's not that big. You've got to count yourself lucky because other people haven't got it as good as you. Look towards the sun and realise that life is what you make it. Life, if you want to live every day as if it's your last, if you want to, live tomorrow as if you have no other day, then do it. Because before you know it, you will be old and you'll regret it. So do it, especially when you're younger. Do it. Do all the things you love, because things don't come around again. Take the opportunities when they're there. Make the most of the world. Explore the world. Make the most of it, because live every day, as if anything can happen. Anything can happen. You could be in an awful accident. Anything can happen. So just live every day to your best. Almost as if it's your last, and just do you and be yourself, and don't let anyone bring you down, because this beautiful world we're living in is meant for us. It's meant for us to enjoy it with these lovely animals. If we're human beings, we're meant to live our lives to the fullest, so that live a life you will remember. A bit like in that song, live a life you will remember, because at these times, the end of 2020, I'm 24 now, I'm saying this at 24, the little things matter so much. The little things are so important, and it's only when you're older you realise, what, when I was younger, those days, I made the most of those days. These were the days we won't forget. These were the nights we won't forget. These are the years we certainly won't forget.